Hey everybody, you know what time it is? Sporting my brand new WDW shirt from Prime Day Video. If you didn't see that, go watch it. Anyway, it's time, the annual Disney Renaissance collection. We're gonna do that, and we're also gonna talk about, instead of doing a ranking, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do personal connection to each movie and when I saw them and how much they mean to me, etc., etc. So, yeah. So, let's go to the collection first, and then we'll do the about me. The connection to me and little history of tidbits and stuff I picked up from watching all these. So, yeah, let's enough with the intro. Let's go to my collection right now. Alright, we're back. Time for Disney Renaissance collection. Let's begin with The Little Mermaid. Of course, the movie that started the era off in 1989. Of course, this came out in 1990. You could wish upon a star and not conjure up a more joyous movie. Time magazine. 83 minutes. Rated G. Tape, February 6, 1990. I know there's a rare gold sticker label of variant, but I don't have that. If anybody wants to let me upgrade, that'd be great. I also have the CAV Laserdisc. For those of you who don't know, CAV means frame by frame, but it means sacrificing playtime down so you have more sides. That's why it says deluxe variant. That is because this, as you can see, is same details over here, is on 3 sides instead of the original version, which is oddly has no chapters and is on 2 sides. But this one's 3 sides. And has digital audio, of course, because all Laserdiscs, after I think 84, for the most part, had digital audio. So, there you go. Not digital video. For some reason, this thing says digital video. It says mastered in digital video. Okay, never mind. I was like, wait a minute. So, when it means surround, this has Pro Logic, and it's, no, there's some dirt on my thing. I thought that was disc rot. But yeah. Yeah, if you look at it, it's like there's some gray stuff on here. It's not, it's just dirty. So I'm not taking these out of the sleeve. For whatever reason, my camera's making these look like a dark blue, or it's more like a sea foam green. Anyway, side 1, side 2, side 3, and then side 4 is blank as per usual with these CAVs. By the way, I usually don't watch pan and scan, but for this binge, I usually do. It's fine. It doesn't bother me too much, but I usually prefer to watch them in their correct aspect ratios. I'm really OCD for that, but this is one of those movies where it doesn't really bother me. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll show you the VHS first. Rescuers Down Under. Tradition and Innovation all on the same bill. Time magazine. 77 minutes, rated G. This is printed on July 6, 1991, and you're probably not going to be able to see that. Oh, there you go. 173rd day of 1991. So, day and year code and print date on my copy. I'm looking for also the sticker label variant, if anybody has that. Oh dear goodness. For this one, I'm going to explain, but I have 2. I also have the Japanese variant of Rescuers Down Under. If I remember, I don't have it with me. If I remember, I'll splice that in at the end, kind of show it off as a bonus. But, yeah, I have these 2 together. You might be like, why? Why is that? The Prince and the Pauper and The Rescuers Down Under were shown in theaters together. So for the sake of completeness, I was like, I wanna get another Laserdisc, and I saw this was cheap, so I just got it. So let's show Prince and the Pauper first. This is has other cartoons on the B side, being Willie the Operatic Whale and Peter and the Wolf. Those are the 2 volumes. Prince and the Pauper is in. This is the mini classics line. This is in CAV, which is very shocking. I was surprised. I was like, this is CAV? Yes, it is. Also has ProLogic encoding as well. For those of you who can do that, I can't because I don't have a player that can do that. Okay, side 1, which is CAV, and then side 2, which is all the other cartoons, which is CLV. So this is CLV CAV hybrid, which is more common in box sets, as you'll see shortly. But in one of the box sets that I'm going to show you, but not typically for 1-disc sets. But this is kind of an exception. They usually do that when they have a side of the movie that's, they need one more side of the movie, and then the other side they make like a making of documentary or something. So yeah, Prince and the Pauper. Okay. Rescuers Down Under. This is the last pan and scan I have. Because really, who wants pan and scan? Sora's great. Sora's Adventure, great animation. Chicago Sun-Times. Get an extra quote, and then there's the same one. Wider shot of the same thing. Again, 3 sides, 77 minutes. It's just shy of being on 2 sides. CAV. Oh, this one, the label looks like the same color. Okay. Side 1. Side 2. I'm not showing you the discs because that's going to take too long. Side 3. And then side 4, which is not used at all. Give me a sec. Okay. No, not yet. I almost grabbed the Laserdisc. Beauty and the Beast. The best movie I've seen this year, period. The best for adults, the best for kids. Sneak previews. I actually agree. I think this and Terminator 2 are definitely the greatest movies of '91. It's kind of hard to pick one. 2 very different movies. We got an ad. I forgot I had ads in a couple of these. See, I haven't touched these in a while. I used to just pop them in for the ads, but I kind of just keep them now as collectibles. I don't really touch them anymore. Rescuers Down Under, of course, over there. Rescuers, Great Mouse Detective, some good stuff. $24.95 back in the day. That's still expensive. Some of the classic live-action films for $19.95. Short videos, $12.99. I eventually will get a VHS of Prince and the Pauper. It's just I haven't gotten around to it. Sing-along songs. I need to get these on Laserdisc. I'd like to watch those on Laserdisc. Anyway, there you go. Cartoon classics, both $12.99. Dream with Barbie. Dance Workout with Barbie. I know they did one at Disney World at Epcot, but I don't think that's the one. Frankenweenie. Tim Burton. I never watched it before, so yeah, this was just before Nightmare Before Christmas. So is that Bing Crosby tape, Christmas tape? J Hart needs to get this one. Ed Sullivan, Elvis stuff, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Rocky and Bullwinkle. I've always wanted to visit Bullwinkle's. I think they were in Washington? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Dinosaurs. See, we're already at 9 minutes into this clip. And I haven't finished. tape. Mine is the centered Beauty and the Beast. I know there's one where they have the Mickey Mouse over here instead. This is not that copy. This is printed on November 7, 1992. Cool. You know, I usually don't show ads, but this is an exception. I didn't do it last time, so I'm going to do it this time. And I'm trading off for showing disc labels. Okay. Beauty and the Beast. This is the CAV version. You gotta have the CAV version. This and focus, will ya? It's not focusing. I don't know why. There we go. This and Aladdin were the only two that were a little different in the way that these were only available in letterbox if you bought them as CAVs. If you bought the CLV standard, it's not letterboxed. So, just a heads up if you're into that kind of stuff. This includes the making of Beauty and the Beast on side 4. Great documentary, by the way, if you haven't watched it. 84 minutes and 26 minutes on side 2, on side 4. You got a beautiful gatefold as per usual. You gotta love it. Let me try and get a wide shot. There we go. Love that gatefold, man. Again, here's what's on each side. By the way, I also wrote down where all the chapter stops are, so when we talk about these, I will definitely tell you when they are. Side 1, side 2. I forgot for the first 3 movies to notate it down, but I later did. I did kind of double check, but I didn't get to all of them, so correct me if I'm wrong on the first 3, but made sure to for the later ones. I think it's first 2 or 3, I don't remember. Crazy old Maurice, eh? Okay. Give me a sec. Alright, side 3. And here's side 4, the making of Beauty and the Beast. Give me a sec. Alright. Grab it if you can. It's a wonderful release. Especially the CAV one. Alright. Aladdin. A film of wonders. Amazing day. Never been a film like this. Los Angeles Times. Forgot to read the quote on this. Oh no, I did. Sorry. 90 minutes. Rated G. Mine's is the side label. Okay. August 6, 1993. A little bit of a shame that they didn't put out a movie in 93. There is none. It's also one of the reasons why I think 1993 was one of the weakest years in the 90s. That's another discussion for another day. Here's the CAV of Aladdin. As I said, at least this time around, they made sure you knew you were buying the CAV. The cover's completely different. On the CLV, on the CAV for Beauty and the Beast, it's kind of hard to tell. You might get mixed up. So, get premium art this time. Again, like the other ones, Dolby Surround on the Laserdisc. I think they're on the VHS too. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody can tell me. 90 minutes, 166 to 1. As I think all of these are, except for a couple. Oh, I didn't show you the gatefold. What am I doing? There you go. Gatefold, beautiful gatefold. Made you look. Here's the chapters, and you get the theatrical trailer at the end of side 4. So yeah, side 1, side 2. Shame they couldn't put anything more. Yeah, these discs are pretty much full to the brim on each side. So they have like 27, 28 minutes on each side. So side 3 and then side 4. Give me a sec. So yep. Aladdin. One of my faves. This next movie we have 3, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Lion King. Greatest Wonder of All, Los Angeles Times, 88 minutes. Hans Zimmer's brilliant score. I'll talk more about that kind of stuff in a bit. Here's the tape. I didn't rewind it? Okay, I gotta do that now. January 25th, 1995. I think this is the movie they switched from Christmas, the Christmas time to summertime. I think this was that movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody will tell me. Lion King CLV, you gotta have it. 88 minutes, rated G, as I said. This one is 185. This is one of the few exclusions that is 185. I think Little Mermaid is also 185, but I don't have the letterbox variant. So side 1, side 2. This was the first one, and one of the first ever discs to have AC3 digital, Dolby Digital encoding on the right analog channel. It's encoded with, it sounds like old dial-up. Maybe not quite. It's just straight up static. And don't even try it unless you have a decoder. Because with the decoder, it will decode 5.1 channels. So, there you go. Cool. You gotta have it. You gotta have Lion King. Okay, give me a sec. Alright. Here's the big boy. You probably saw this in the pickups video, but just for completeness sake, I'll show it to you anyway, so you don't have to just jump to it. Lion King CAV box set. There's nothing on the back. The insert isn't there anymore. Okay. Inside, you got the art portfolio. Let's move this stuff out of the way. You got an art portfolio. So I'm gonna you open this up and you get 6 pieces of art. And I'll show you them. They're kind of like bigger versions of lobby cards. So you got Pride Rock here. I think this was cut from Hakuna Matata. Yep, Hakuna Matata, I'm reading it. Remember. Mufasa and Scar. No, I think that's Simba and Scar, excuse me. Has a little tapestry style, and then Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And then we're back around to cardboard, which I need to put back in there. Then here we go. Give me a sec. I need to put these cards away. Alright. Here's our next one. This is pretty much the same cover art. Still says the AC3. Feels brand new, by the way. This has the film in 185, but you notice something's a little different. Oh, they changed the back art for this from the VHS, by the way, on both Laserdisc. But you might notice this. Second track audio commentary. I did watch this movie with the audio commentary. I watched the movie twice, and that was very interesting, I'd say. Left-hand channel, you get the Dolby Digital, the Pro Logic track on stereo, and then track 1 is these guys, and then track 2 is Dolby Digital. So, yeah, they're using all the tracks. Look at this beautiful gatefold, man. Look at it. Um, I where side 2 ends is exactly the same place where the COV side 1 ends. So for what that's worth, side 1, side 2, because I always spin up Lion King. Lion King's one of my favorite discs to spin up. It looks visually appealing every time I spin it up. Give me a sec. Alright, side 3. Focus, William. Side 4. Here we go. Spoiler alert, I got this and the next box set for free. I'll explain the context of what happened. But yeah, I got these for free. I mean, I initially did pay for them. It's just, eventually in the end, I got them for free. So, there you go. We're at 20 minutes already. Dear Lord. I'm going to try to hurry up. Okay. Lion King supplemental material. And here's where the problem lies. The supplements. So side 5 and side 6 play okay. But side 7 and side 8 gave me problems with the laser just got stuck and made very nasty nasty noises. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I did put books on disc 4, to kind of unwarp the disc, and it played a lot better, but still it has some issues. But yes, the documentary was really good, by the way. Spoiler alert. Side 5, side 6, side 7, and side 8. Alright. We're at 21:12 already. No, I'm just kidding. As you can see, it is a big box. Every time I carry this, I feel like I'm gonna. If I threw this at somebody, they'd probably have to go to the hospital. It's that heavy. Anyway, all right. I need my legs to stretch for a bit. Okay, there we go. Pocahauntus. This is the other one I have 3 of. I'll explain it a bit. Disney done it again. 81 minutes, rated G. I need to rewind this too. I didn't rewind these. Okay, December 15th, 1995. I thought this came out in 96, so I guess this is a early pressing? Somebody can tell me. I don't know everything about VHS like I know some people do. The CLV Laserdisc, I know more about Laserdisc. This is more my territory. By now, as you can see, they refined the logo to just Dolby Digital. THX supervised it as well, as they did with all of them, I think, except Hercules. Hercules was the only one. Another glowing winner from Disney Animated's Hit Parade. It's an okay movie. This is my least favorite one. If you remember my ranking from last year. This is definitely my least favorite. But it's still a decent movie. I mean, there's some things that are grossly overlooked over, but I mean, overall it's a decent movie. You got a Pocahauntus thank you card, business reply mail card with the classic Sorcerer Mickey over there. You gotta love that. Side 1, side 2. Give me a sec. Alright, I put the box set away. Okay. I'm gonna put that away too. Give me a sec. Losing track of things. Okay. Okay, swap. There we go. Okay. Alright, next up, the box set of Pocahauntus. Here you go. Spine. And back. This thing is very mirror-like, which is quite irritating. Anyway. So try and get it all out. Oh! Yeah, you gotta love some Laserdisc action. Give me a sec. Speaking of which, I gotta chat with somebody. They said that they might be able to know why my... Shout out to Laserdisc Forever on Facebook. They might know what the problem is on this one. This one has worse issues, to be honest with you, on the last disc. Again, like the other one, there's the audio commentary track. Eric Goldberg, an iconic Disney animator right there, partially directed this film. You get the very good making of documentary. I'll talk more about that in a bit after I show these off. You got close to, I think, like almost 90 chapters on this box set. Side 1, again AC3. Side 2, Side 3, Side 4. You gotta love these custom polyline inners. By the way, I figured out that they were inners and inners, and there is still the plastic in here. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Side 5. Let me get out. Side 5 and 6 is always the hardest one to take out as well. Side 5 and Side 6. I might put books on this one again and just see if it does work. But again, this one gave me a lot of problems at the end. Sorry for showing my thigh here, but there you go. Move these discs. Oh, I didn't show the back of the insert. Here you go. Let you read that. That's how long everything is. Great documentary, by the way. I did like that. Okay. You got the Art of. Nice short book. I'm going to just flip through it this way. Okay. And then this one, instead of it being multiple photos, is kind of a... It's kind of like... how do you explain it? Flip book. You can view it kind of like a flip book. You get a custom liner in here. There you go. And you got her character model. And you got her Pocahauntus as a just regular kind of sketch. I think there's one more, right? Yeah, there's another photo in here. And then kind of a cleaned up drawing. And then the final shot, which is right here, which is the regular thick cardstock. So very cool. I love this kind of stuff. Stuff that I really don't need, but it's kind of makes me keep it. You know, I wouldn't buy it by itself because I wouldn't have room. But you know, with this box set, I can actually keep some stuff like this, which is cool. Pardon me, I'm just putting this back in the box. Cool. And I'm gonna have to put all this stuff. This box is also very hard to put away some of the stuff, like the discs. They like to slip out. So, especially they didn't make this deep enough. That's the problem. The box is deep enough, so you have the problem of the discs wanting to come loose every time. And this insert likes to get stuck inside the box, so... Again, it's kind of hard to do one-handed, but I'll try. I wonder how Technology Connections did it. Wait, no, I don't think he showed it. The inside. Anyway. Yeah, he talked about this in one of his videos, so... Cool. Oh! Okay. Whew! I need a breather. Hunchback, phenomenal movie, best Disney animated feature since Beauty and the Beast. I'd say best since Lion King. 91 minutes rated G. Lion King's my favorite Disney movie. That's up there in the numbers. We got ourselves a insert with all kinds of coupons. Make you feel old. I think I got this brand new originally. So, enter to win free Disney videos. So you got an ad for Disney sing-along songs. Family PC, which I've never heard of in my life. Again, sorry for making this bit a little bit too long, probably. Ad for some Play School Tonka Nerf toys. What brand are they? Some. I don't remember what the brand name was. Is this Hasbro? I think it is. Yeah. And then you got yourself an ad for one of the happiest places on earth, Disney World. Coincidentally wearing a t-shirt, a Disney World t-shirt. So, yeah, and I think I was watching the UK VHS openings as well. And a lot of them did promos for Disneyland Paris. And a lot of them had the preview for Space Mountain in Paris. There's a great Defunctland video on how that saves the park, basically. Anyway, I'm getting off topic again. Here's the tape. January 25th, 1997. 97. Cool. And here's the laser disc, which I do need to eventually grab. The box set. There's a box set, but it's kind of hard to find. It's more on the rare side, so eventually I will. But when I get more cash, I eventually will. 41 chapters, 91 minutes. This is one of the few that's 185. I thought Beating the Beast was 185, but it's 166. So side 1 and side 2. Eventually I will do a video on aspect ratios and stuff, because yeah, some people I know in the VHS community are stretching their videos on it. Not to be rude, but it's driving me nuts. So I'll do a video on that. Be as polite as possible. Culture Dog did a video on it, but I know people who are in that community probably won't want to watch this video. So anyway, whew. Okay, we got 3 more. Hercules. 93 minutes, rated G. January 2nd, 1998. I have the somewhat rare CAV variant. This was the last Disney movie they released on Laserdisc in the United States. Fun fact if you didn't know. So it's on 4 sides. There's no trailers, no nothing on this. This is just the movie. Unfortunately, no documentary or anything like that. So yeah, G 93 minutes, 166 to 1. I wish they had a bonus feature on here or something, but yeah, there isn't any. Side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4. This used to be my newest Laserdisc in my collection, but it's not anymore. As you guys saw, Yellow Submarine, but this used to be my newest one, and it's definitely one of my favorites to spin up because it looks very good. It's very very clean looking. It does still have that film green look, which I really like. So, yep. Hercules. Mulan. Mulan is an impressive achievement, ranking with Beauty and the Beast and Lion King. I'd agree. G, 88 minutes. I think this is the best late, if you will, late Disney Renaissance film. Printed February 6, 1999. Sorry, my nose is getting itchy. I don't know. Take care of that. Great movie. Grab this if you can. I also have the limited issue DVD. Unlike last time, I was able to play this all the way through. So I think the first time I played it, the disc, as you can see, it's very scratched. It didn't play, but this time it did, so I'm glad. G88 minutes. I think this is... Oh, this is a 185 disc. Okay. Cool. Oh, I gotta show you the VHS first. What am I doing? Tarzan. Here's the last one and the one I just watched. G88 minutes. Again, sorry for taking so long on these. December 18th, 1999. So I think this is a early pressing. I could be wrong. Somebody can tell me. No, I don't. This might be the one my friend gave me. I don't remember. But yeah, you got yourself your booklet. I would say, in that list, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Lion King. Woo! N64. I have one of those. I have the soundtrack. I could have got my money back. I should get these Inspector Gadget tapes. Winnie the Pooh. Extremely Goofy movie, which I do own. And Winnie the Pooh. Disneyland 2000, which is very weird if you know the history of the parks with the weird Epcot ball and the celebration video. Anyway, it's free Disney storybook. Cool. I either got this at Cadota Thrift or my friend gave it to me. I don't remember. Somebody can tell me. Yeah. And this also has the Trash in the Camp recording session, Strangers Like Me music video as well. So there you go. January 18th, 1999. Again, if I didn't say so, probably did. Okay. And finally, the Tarzan Collector's DVD. I know there is a Laserdisc of Mulan and of Tarzan that were released in Japan. But, and I think in France too, for whatever reason, G88 minutes. But again, I don't have either one, so one of these days I will grab it. So that's the two discs, what's on them. Here you go. And here's a little write-up on the film. Unfortunately, there is no documentary, like full-length documentary. Even if it was 20 minutes, I'd watch it, but there isn't any. I would have watched it, definitely. Disc 1 sounds great, by the way. And Disc 2 with Jane. So, there you go. Alright, so whew, that's my collection. Back to me. Hi, other me. Let's begin. Let's talk about each movie. Let's go chronological with the movie that started it all. I did put away all my VHS and the other laser discs and stuff, so I only have just the best laser discs with me in my hand. So, excellent movie. One thing of note that somebody, if you watch this, you'll recognize it right away. There's the early version of Be Our Guest in this movie. Yeah, it's called Les Poissons. I'm probably pronouncing that totally wrong, but that's a part of the film, and it's about the chef wanting to cook seafood and wants to basically kill Sebastian. It's ridiculous, but so yeah, that's one thing that's of note. I'm gonna tell you where the side changes are if you want to know. Side 1 ends with Ariel rescuing Eric. Side 2 ends with after Le Poisson, the song I just mentioned. And side 3 picks up with the Tour of the Kingdom. So, yeah, great movie. I I didn't like this movie as a kid. I owned it on DVD as a kid, but I didn't like it until I was a teenager. Um, I think it's partially because, I was kind of bored of princess movies as a kid, but as a teenager, I like them more, and especially this one, I related to a heck of a lot more. So this is one that I didn't watch till, I watched bits and pieces as a child, but I didn't fully watch it till I was a teenager. So, yeah, great movie. Oh, one more thing, Ursula, excellent villain. The visuals for Ursula are excellent, and yeah, um, return to classic Disney as well. So there we go. This one I didn't write notes on. I'm looking at my phone, but Prince and the Pauper. As I said, this one is just one side, so there is no side change on this one. This is the one exception. This is the last thing I saw in the Disney Renaissance because I didn't know it was a double feature until I think last year or was it 2 years ago, and I was like, yeah, I should watch it, and I did. The first time I watched it was Disney Plus, but then I got this, and I definitely watched the heck out of it now, and yeah, I love this short, um, the idea of the two swapping places, and the fun ridiculousness of it, and that Pete's the villain and all that. I really like this. If you have not seen Prince and the Pauper, do yourself a favor and give this a watch, and make it a double feature with Rescuers Down Under. I really think that these two, even though they're different kinds of action, complement each other very well. So, I'd say do a double feature, watch both of them if you can. So, yeah. All right, I had to make a cut, unfortunately. Um, yeah. So yeah, we cut from that to Rescuers Down Under. I I I see a lot of mixed opinions on this movie, and let me tell you, I think this is one of Disney's best, and I think personally think this is 1,000% times better than the original. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got bored watching the original Rescuers. I, if you guys don't know and have been following my Instagram, I've been rewatching a good chunk of the early Disney movies, and I did try to sit through Rescuers, and I was just bored. And I rewatched this one again. I was like, yeah, this is a heck of a lot better. The action, the villain, played by George C. Scott. Oh yeah, I forgot. Jodie Benson and them did great job on this one, Little Mermaid. But yeah, um, McLeach played by George C. Scott, and John Candy as Wilbur. Excellent, definitely made this film 1,000% a fun movie. Those two guys made this movie, worth the price of admission alone. But the film has a lot of great action sequences, especially the bird diving and all that. All that is wonderful. So I, I say just ignore those people. Give it a watch for yourself, and I think you're gonna love it as much as I do. Uh, Give it a watch if you can. Um, Before I stop talking about this movie, um, also, side changes are Wilbur agreeing to take them to Australia. So they have the dinner, and then they go confront Wilbur, and that's where the side one ends. Side two ends with Wilbur running away from those crazy mice doctors, Mr. Albatross. Those guys. So yeah, there you go. Put that away. Whoa. Okay. Now let's talk Beauty and the Beast. I'm kind of rapid firing through these because, I've already said pretty much what I normally wanted to in the other video, but I'm gonna give. I'm more focused on this as a filmmaker. I basically based my watching of these as a live action filmmaker. I make short films and whatnot. So, I took notice in a couple things. So Beauty and the Beast, visually alone, this movie is stunning. They made the little things like the mosaics, from the mosaics to it's the little characters to the beast and them all. They all look wonderful, visually appealing, as you guys saw in the gatefold. There's some screen caps for you. Very wonderful. I love the contrast of the beast being this, I don't want to say hideous, but that's what he's referred to in the film. You know, anti-hero like, until the end of the film. And then you have this guy you think is really good, and then he's really the bad guy. I love that twist on the style. I also love, this film had a huge improvement and step up, at least in my opinion, in the art from especially Rescuers Down Under, but even Little Mermaid, this was a big step up. This is when they switched to the cap system. Oh no, Rescuers Down Under was the first one, right? This is the big one. This is the one that money definitely paid off for, and then some. The cap system. For those of you who don't know, the cap system was the way they could their computer system, their computer animation system, where they could blend CGI and what's it called? CGI and hand-drawn animation into one plane and do all these crazy camera movements, like the nice sweeps and all that camera movement. That started with this movie for sure. The beautiful sweeps through the ballroom, and you're like, wow, how the heck did they pull that off? As a filmmaker, I'm blown away. Every time I watch this movie, and like, wow, the shots they did and the methodical thinking they must have gone through. Oh my god, every time I watch this movie, I think that. And, as I said, definitely pays off. This is my second favorite. I forgot to talk about my experience with Rescuers Down Under. That one, I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story. I was supposed to, I think I was supposed to be doing my junior leading at the Summer Fun. I mentioned it a couple times. And they were going to watch that movie, but I had to go away. And I had to come here. I don't remember exactly the reason why, and I stayed a while. And I was like, I really wanted to watch that movie, and then I did find it, and I did watch it then. I think I was in my pre-teenage years, if I remember correctly. Anyway, and then, now this one, I'm trying to remember, when was the first time I saw this movie? I don't think I saw this till I was a teenager, which is ridiculous. I didn't see this movie until I was in either middle school or high school. So, I did. My parents just never showed me this movie. I don't know why, but I know my mom likes Disney, which is kind of bizarre. So, yeah, anyway. Beauty and the Beast, classic. One you should definitely watch if you haven't. Okay, here we go. Here's the one where they decided, let's add celebrities, and this is where it paid off and created tension between Robin and Williams. So that's another story for another day. Aladdin. I have two words for you. Robin Williams. For those of you who know me, I like comedy. I really do like comedy. Stand-up comedy, Robin Williams, George Carlin, Fluffy. Those three guys are definitely the guys that I really like the most. And again, we got Robin as, the genie, making all these pop culture and hilarious quips. If you know me, I love me some pop culture jokes. Even though they probably won't be relevant in the future, I still love pop culture jokes, especially retro ones. And this is one of those movies that make me feel like I lived this era, even though I didn't. So that's one of the reasons why I love this movie so much. I saw this one, I think, early, late elementary school. I watched it at that summer fun. I think that's the first time I saw this movie was summer fun. And yeah, but yeah, you know, again, these movies make me think, wow, they got away with a lot of things. And, one of those is blood in Beauty and the Beast, and this one is uh, this one not so much. But again, Beauty and the Beast, the blood, wow, they got through, they showed a lot of that. I mean, they showed enough. It's like, wow. This one, I'm pretty sure some of the comedy I probably missed had some, adult jokes in it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I've seen it. I've seen it probably as many times as I've seen Beauty and the Beast, maybe more. Um, but yeah, and when I got this on Laserdisc, I was blown away. It looks wonderful, by the way. Do grab yourselves all these transfers, by the way, if you want to just collect them. Grab them and watch them. This is a wonderful pressing. Um, and again, the trailers on here. Um, let's see. What did I put down in my notes? Um, Jafar. No, that's wrong. Jafar deciding Aladdin is my suitor that needs to go to the Cave of Wonders. Aladdin choosing to be the prince as his wish, and Aladdin debating whether or not he should tell the truth is where each side ends on this. That's where side 1, side 2, and side 3 end. And of course, side 4 has the wrong hand theatrical trailer. Uh, Very wonderful release. If you can grab this, do grab this. All right. Again, that's a movie where the celebrities mainly came in the head, but Angela Lansbury and Beauty and the Beast, kind of, and then we got Genie, and then this is the movie where they went full on with the celebrities. Lion King, they got James Earl Jones, they got Rowan Atkinson, they got Matthew Broderick, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I can name people for days. Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella. Everybody did great in this movie. The scope of this film, this is my favorite Disney movie of all time. The scope, the of the film, the visuals of this film, the plot, the writing, the jokes, the music, everything all together. Every time I watch it, I'm like, wow, this definitely is my favorite Disney movie because of that. And this is another one. They got away with a lot of dark things, like, coping with the death of your own, death of the father and stuff like that. It's like, wow, they wouldn't be able to do that now, especially for a G rating. So, but yeah, they got away with a lot of things, as I said, in this era. And I forgot. Jeremy Irons is one. Excellent. Yes. But yeah, this movie is one of my favorites. I'm not usually into animal movies, but with Disney, they make some really good animal movies. I'm not really a big animal guy, but Disney makes good animal movies. So, I'll tell you that's why this is my favorite Disney movie, and that's why, of course, I had to buy the box set. And by the way, the documentary on here is, as if I had mentioned, was very good. I learned a lot of things on here. I wrote a couple things down in my notes. I almost put it away before. Here we go. Excuse me. CLV ends at Hakuna Matata, the end of the Hakuna Matata for the flip sides. CAV ends with Elephant Graveyard. That's all. I didn't watch the CLVs. I only watched the CAVs, but I've seen Lion King enough that I memorized where it is. CAV is Elephant Graveyard, before Mufasa confronts Simba for putting them in danger and all that. Again, Hakuna Matata and Nala catching Timon and Pumbaa up on what's going on. He's gonna go be the king or whatever it is. So yeah, here's some notes that I found. Here we go. That I made. I didn't know this. Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella were initially going to be hyenas. I was shocked. I was like, really? And then they last minute didn't have anybody for Timon and Pumbaa, and they said it's them. They perfectly captured them. So yeah, Beatles was mentioned in the commentary with "Can't Buy Me Love." I think it was talking about about structure of song, which is more my speed. And Joe Williams, if you guys don't know who Joe Williams is he's the son of John Williams, of course, score conductor. The guy who wrote the score for tons of movies, E.T., Jurassic Park. And then and his son, later did some music and became the lead singer of Toto. Apparently, he did some vocals for Simba. I didn't know that, so I learned a bunch watching this box set. But there's one other odd thing in here. During the documentary, there's somebody who has this box set can confirm that it is on all the pressings, or if it's just my one pressing. There is a very, I want to say, irritating delay in between the vocals and the music track on I Just Can't Wait to Be King during the documentary. They show it as like a little clip, but it's very distracting. So yeah. My other complaint is that the video footage from sides 6 through 8 are duplicated on sides from the documentary. There's a lot of duplicates. I was like, I saw that. Why am I watching this again? So, just a warning. So, yeah, Lion King box set. Still worth it. I would buy it again in a heartbeat. So, yeah, again for for 8 sides, 4 discs, it's definitely worth the buy, in my opinion. Now I'll switch to Pocahontas. Um, Again, I have the notes for only the CAV side changes. I don't have the CLV ones. This one's only 3 sides. Percy Miko Chase. I don't remember when that was. And Radcliffe Calling War just before Savages, and side 3 starts the song Savages. I think the CLV also ends there. I forget already. Some other things I didn't know. This that I kind of remember. This film premiered at Grand Central Park. Again, I think I remember reading that somewhere, but I'll confirm that's in my mind. And I saw footage from this box set before I even owned it. And one cool thing I learned about was this Pocahontas animation discovery adventure. They had it in malls where they talked about the animation and stuff. Very cool. Again, this one also had problems. The last disc, it did the nasty noise and glitching again. So I of course stopped it. I don't want to destroy my player. I only have one. So yeah, unlike some people in LDF who have 5 million, I have just one player. So yeah. Now I have something lighter on my mini. That was heavy on mini. Okay. Hunchback. Side change is after Hellfire. One cool thing I didn't realize is that one of the guards is voiced by Patrick from yeah, that's right, that Patrick from SpongeBob. I was shocked. I was like, I recognize that voice, and I looked it up. Yeah, it's the voice of Patrick. Pushed the thing I wrote on my notes is this pushed the boundary on how vicious a villain could be. Of course, the song about Lost Hellfire, and visually impressive, especially the backgrounds in this film. The background layers and the water moving, flowing, and all that in the scene where he goes down the thing. Oh my, the camera movements, it's wonderful. This is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. People always ask me, nobody's ever seen this movie, especially even the people my age. They're like, I never watched this movie, and I told them, give it a watch, you'll love it. Especially if I know they're into the darker material, they're gonna love this movie. It's not it's not a movie for the light of heart, if you will. Um, the gargoyles have some light quips, but I mean, honestly, I would cut that song out. That's the only song I'd cut out in all these movies, which is quite funny. But yeah, Disney Renaissance again. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Pocahontas had Mel Gibson and Linda Hunt. For years I was like, I recognize that voice, and I watched NCIS as a kid. I was like, I recognize that voice, and it turns out it's Linda Hunt. I was like, oh, okay. And Mel Gibson and who else was in this movie? Jim Cummings did a couple voices for the film. If I was thinking main voices. Um, this one had Demi Moore, Tom Hulse, forget what else was but Jason Alexander. That's the main guy that was in this movie, and the return of David Ogden Stiers, who's also voices Radcliffe in Pocahontas. So crazy. He did two movies and like four or five voices in the span of a year. So there you go. The music in this movie is phenomenal too. So give it a watch. I totally recommend it. It is very underrated. All right. Hercules. We're closing in. We're almost done. um, this one I wrote quotes down for the side changes. I just watched this today. This was the first movie I watched today. Won't be able to join Zeus. Little line. After her talks to Zeus about joining gods, her goes to save Meg. Or oh, those are the three. Sorry. I'm not really a huge gospel fan, but damn, did they make the music in this movie very good. Vibrant visuals. Um, I really like the design of the monsters. The monsters Haiti puts up to them. I think I know why I do. Gerald Scarf. He did the animation for a little movie called The Wall. Pink Floyd, The Wall. And yeah, I love the visuals of The Wall. So I think I know why. I think I know why I like the visuals in this movie. With the villains. Also, Rip Torn does a great voice as what's his name? As Zeus. Um, and of course Danny DeVito as the one. What's his name? Why am I blanking? Phil. So you gotta love this movie. Give it a watch. And that's the one I think he drew. Looks wonderful. You never. I wouldn't think of putting gospel with a Greek movie, but it works and it works very well. So Hercules, give it a watch. Totally recommend. All right, we're going lighter, so my thigh isn't. All right, Mulan. So this one doesn't have a side change, obviously. It's a DVD. This one, as I showed before, my disc has try not to reflect anything, but I don't know if you can see that. There's a couple really bad gashes on this disc, so I was surprised it played okay because I remember it having issues before. I guess because I wiped it down or something. I did rinse it off before I played it, and yeah, so it plays fine now. But first time around, I was like, oh, it's not playing. It kept skipping, especially during the reward fighting floor sequence. So, yeah. What do I have to say about this? Ming-Na Wen does an excellent job. This was her beginning with Disney. Of course, she did Street Fighter before this movie, about 5 years before this movie. But this was kind of her big breakthrough. I think if I was thinking, who else was in this movie? Of course, Eddie Murphy. Um, I could swear, one more voice I remembered. Let me see the casting. Donny Osmond, of course, is the voice of, what's his name? James James Hong, of course, that's the other voice. And Pat Morita, Karate Kid, that's the other one I was trying to remember. Um, Excellent movie. This is the one I saw the most as a kid. Hercules, I think I saw in at the end of elementary school on DVD. Hunchback is the one I saw the least. This one I saw as a teenager. This is the first time I saw this, and I'm gonna tell you more stories. I'm gonna tell the stories. I'm going out of order. I do apologize. Pocahontas I saw for the first time in fifth grade because we had to learn American history, and they put this movie on. So that was the first time I watched this one. And for the first time I watched Lion King, some people might know this, a little bit of lore with me. The first time I saw this movie was in 3D. Yeah, the first time I watched this was in 3D, and it looked great. And that thump, the first time you hear Lion King and you hear that, gets you every time. Anyway, this one I've seen the most. I saw this the first time as a kid at that summer fun program, all those years ago. Again, shout out to those guys. That's the first time I watched this movie. It's still just as good as I remember. Again, so music's wonderful. Drawing is wonderful. Again, the Huns reminds me, of course, every time of Lion King with the stampede and all that. So it's kind of, I bet they kind of replicated that model and changed it a bit. So yeah, great movie. The only problem I have with this movie is the villain isn't in it long enough. So yeah, and True to Your Heart's also a wonderful song. That's in the credits, which is also used for World of Color. The World of Color Happiness, which I love so much that I went to go see. Go listen to me talk about that in the Disneyland video. So, yeah. Anyway, Mulan, fantastic movie. Finally, Tarzan. I just watched this and I didn't really look at anything in particular. Again, we have what's her name from Titanic, Rose, and then I think James Marsden does a couple voiceover lines in this movie. Rosie O'Donnell, what else is in this? I'm trying to remember. Probably says in the booklet. Let's see. Nope. Funnily enough. Yeah, a bunch of great people. Let me look it up on my phone, will you? Cheers and see. I don't always remember everything. Yeah. Do 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 do. That was Glenn Close's Kala. Here. Oh, nice. What's that name sounds familiar. Alright. So, yeah. Great movie. One of the more horrific deaths at the end. This one, for the first time I saw it, it was in middle school, and I vividly remember they said, what movie you want to put on, and they chose Tarzan, and that's the first time I watched this movie. It looks great. Again, visually impressive. Some of the CG in this movie looks a bit dated, but definitely the part that gets me is the vines. It looks so cool. Like, it could be a cool roller coaster ride. Disney Imagineering. But, yeah, Tarzan's one of my faves. I don't have very much else to say, because my voice is getting tired. Whew, I need a breather. So, yeah, that's it. Let me know which one is your favorite, and I thank you for watching and enjoying. This probably hour-long video. It's probably super duper long. I thank you for sticking by, and yeah, take care. That's it. Peace, everybody. Alright, I actually forgot one more thing I was going to talk about, and then I'm just recording it right now. It's perfect because it's going to be the end. I have a pitch for Disney. Stupid, I know they will never do it, but here it is. Re-release them all in a box set. Okay. Restore them to their 4K in 4K, and make sure you add the film grade. So, not too much, but, enough to make it feel like watching a Laserdisc or something. Because if you watch a Laserdisc, they clean it up a tad, but you can tell it was on film. But nowadays, you watch a Blu-ray or a DVD, and you can barely tell that there was any grain at all. So, just a little hint. It's like the base. You want to have, it there, have enough, but if it's gone, you'll definitely tell it's gone. One of those things. That's kind of my philosophy on film grains. Have enough. If it's shot on film, to have a tad bit. Also, with the idea that you could have with the set, the opening and closing, from the VHS tapes, is like a little thing. If you can turn it on or you can turn it off, you can have the film start with those promos, just for fun. Just hit play. Just watch the VHS or whatever promos at the beginning, and then you have the movie, and then if there's promos at the end, you have the promos at the end. I think that's cool. I think it's an idea. And I have a bunch of bonus features, and then have like a documentary on a bonus disc talking about the whole era and do a little documentary. I think that'd be cool. And then if they want to make a super deluxe version, put all the soundtracks in the set, with cut songs and all that, just all together in one, and put Prince and the Pauper and Rescuers Down Under together, because it's never been done on home video ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. So I think that's a good idea. Disney, steal my idea. Give me a little. If you do it, give me a box set as a thank you. But yeah, I'd love to do that. Love them to do that. Anyway, it's just a stupid little idea. A little bit of a video. A little plea to Disney. Do it for me. I'm just kidding, they wouldn't do it for me. So yeah, just a little something different. Alright, so that's it. For real this time, that's all. I'll see you guys next time. Peace, everybody.